journey. I thought my daughter was heading to her driving lesson until I saw her location in Belgium. It was my 18-year-old daughter's very first day behind the wheel. She was buzzing with excitement, and as a father, I couldn't have been happier for her. A while after she left, a strange protective instinct kicked in, and I decided to check her location on my phone. I froze. The app had to be malfunctioning. It showed her crossing the border into Belgium. I tried to calm myself down, muttering, "The signal must be dropping, or the GPS is just glitching," but the knot in my stomach wouldn't loosen. I called her immediately. It rang 4 times before she picked up, but her voice was unrecognizable. Panicked, I demanded to know where she was. "I'm in my driving lesson, Dad," she whispered, her voice trembling. When I asked why her GPS placed her in Belgium, there was a deafening silence, followed by the faint sound of a man whispering in the background. Then, she hurriedly said, "The app must be broken, I have to go, the lesson is starting," and she hung up. My heart dropped. In 18 years, she had never hung up on me. I called back frantically, but every call went straight to voicemail. My hands were shaking so hard I could barely hold the phone. I called the driving school immediately. The woman on the other end checked the schedule and told me there were no lessons that day. "That's impossible." I screamed. I told her she left 2 hours ago for her appointment. The woman then explained that the instructor had called in sick that morning and all students had been notified. I realized then that a message had been sent to my phone too, but I had missed it. "Then who is the man with my daughter?" I asked. Her silence confirmed my worst fears. My daughter was in a car with a stranger, heading deep into another country. I called my wife, and we threw ourselves into the car. I was pushing 180 kilometers per hour on the highway, yet it felt like we were crawling. While my wife contacted the police, she kept a constant eye on the live location. When we finally reached the authorities, they told us they couldn't intervene until 24 hours had passed. "She's been kidnapped," I yelled, but they insisted there was no proof. My world was crumbling. I tried calling her one more time, and she finally answered, sobbing. I heard the man's voice again, harsh and demanding. "Who are you talking to?" She whispered something I couldn't catch, and the line went dead. After desperate pleas, my wife managed to get through to the Belgian police. A detective called me from a private number. They had tracked the signal to a specific property that had been under surveillance for 6 months. Surveillance? What kind of place is that? I asked, terrified. The detective urged me to stay calm and tell him everything about this instructor. He later revealed that this man was a predator who posed as a driving teacher to lure young girls, kidnapping them to be sold. I felt the air leave my lungs. I nearly lost control of the car. "We are moving in now. Stay on the line," the detective commanded. I drove the rest of the way in haunting silence, listening to the raid over the speakerphone. I heard the crash of a door, the shouts of the tactical team, and the kidnappers' screams. Then, finally, I heard it. My daughter's voice crying out,